Yes, sir, man. It's Lavelle Motorist, y'all, and I'm back with another one. So check it out, y'all. Today's lesson of the day, y'all. All right, I'm doing lesson of the day again. I see y'all like when I teach y'all stuff, and everybody ain't no mechanic. Some people want to be. Some people want to work on their own stuff. Some people want to save money, whatever. Some people got shops and got problems. I got mainstream shops that call me Kentucky, Louisiana, Texas, uh, big shops, bigger than me, call me sometimes just ask for advice. So sometimes I just want to give advice that probably was never thought about. You get this issue, you know what to do. All right, so today, y'all, one of the issues of a no start. Sometimes, compression, spark, and fire. If the bike ain't starting up, you want to check the compression first. Make sure you're falling in the greens. I'll show y'all that one day. You want to make sure you're getting fuel. I'll show y'all how to make sure the bike getting fuel. And you want to make sure it's getting spark. In the situation I'm having right now, I got a bike that ain't getting spark. Whenever you ain't getting no spark to the spark plug, which is current. Current is a different type of voltage. It's not like, DC. AC is it's more of a DC current. And what happens is, it is generated from a magnet that spins on a flywheel, right? Now you have a stator that generates the current and sends it to a CDI box. The CDI box sends it to a coil. The coil turns it to an accurate current and it turns to spark. Anyways, what happens is on a stator, a bike that has a battery or lights or whatever, you have two different parts. You got the charging mechanism, which is over here. So sometimes the stator can be bad and, the bike can be running, but the charging mechanism is bad on it, so it don't charge the battery. And then on this side right here, you got your system that generates the current. So I can really go through and tell you what each wire does and what it means and which one is for the pickup coil and which one tells it when to spark and by time, pickup points or whatever. But the main thing you want to look at when you're testing this is this red and white wire. If you're working on more of a Yamaha Banshee or some dirt bikes, most of them are always red, sometimes red and white, sometimes red and yellow. Most of the times you'll see them red and black. In this case, this one is red and white. And it's simple. It's a lot of indications that'll make a bike not get sparked. One of the main things is the stator. It could be wire harness, CDI box, coil, faulty wires. I've even seen bad flywheels stop the bike from getting sparked. Bad spark plug caps a lot, man. But one of the main things and one of the most common things is a bad stator. So these things are pretty cheap. There's no need to get a cheap one. You can get the OEM one; they're pretty cheap. Certain bikes that can cost between $400 to $500. This bike probably cost me about $150 to $200. But this wire right here, what you want to do is you want to get a multimeter, right? You can get these from Harbor Freight. You can get these from Walmart, AutoZone, or whatever. And I always turn my light on because I can't see nothing. And I want y'all to see. And I turn it to a little horseshoe right there. See a little horseshoe? You got volts, 9 volts. When I'm working on street bikes, I use my 9 volts, 12 volts, and all that stuff. Sometimes even the horseshoe. But the horseshoe, it tells ohms. All right. Ohms is a generated current that doesn't need a volt. It produces a volt. It's kind of confusing. And I probably said it wrong, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, so you turn it on the horseshoe, right? And then you still got your negative and your positive. All right, you see where I got it at. Now, I done had this thing since, a long time. I think I probably got this from my granddad a long time ago. I don't know. I know I had it for years. All right. It's all beat up, but what you do is you get this red wire right here, right? And I simply, I want to try this for y'all. I ain't gonna do it, but because I can't hold the phone and need cameraman and all that shit. But you stick it inside the prune right there, right? I've already did the test on it. You stick it inside this prune, which is falling to the red wire. And then what'll happen is you get the ground and you stick it on anything. Stick it on anything that's a good ground. And you want ohms, right? So this particular bike's supposed to be at about 32.6 ohms. And it can range. Sometimes if the stator old, it can range a little lower. If it's brand new, it can range a little higher, depending on whatever. Now, I've worked on so many bikes. I've seen strange things. Sometimes I've checked it, and it'd be a bad stator, and it's too much ohms. I'm talking about the ohms be like 79 point such and such. That's a bad stator. So sometimes you gotta know what your ohms need to be. In most applications, you can kind of go off head, like, long as you're getting ohms, it's a good stator. It's rare that you see a stator that's getting too many ohms. 95% of the time, it's just gonna be 0 ohms. So I put the red inside here, and you see the little chrome, there's a little metal in there. Put it in there, and you ground this side on something. And what'll happen is, if you get 0, just showing 0, 0, or if it just stay on OL, then that means there's the stator's bad. Or if you get it and it's too low, it's falling on like 0.05, 0.09. Sometimes that means like it's a break in the wire somewhere, or something touching, or something bad. Either way, it still need to be replaced. And then if you get, like I said, if you're getting high ohms, like 32.6, something like that, then you're good. Or even if you get like 30, that's still a decent stator. But if you're getting 0, which is most of the time what's going to be the issue, if the stator is no good, it's just going to be 0. There's common things that are going to be 0. You just test it, 0, boom. Then that's a 4-stroke thing. A 2-stroke could be a little bit faulty. Like a Banshee can still run, but still have a bad stator. It just be busting up or giving little issues, and we'll talk about that another day. But on this application, like I said, you put the red inside the prume in the front, and you unplug it, for the stator, and don't worry about the charging system because you got a no start at the moment. And just check the red wire. Either it's gonna be red and yellow, red and black. Sometimes I've seen it all red. Most of the times it's red and white, or it's red and black. You just check that, and you ground this somewhere. Ground that, and if you see those numbers, like I told you, if it just move, period, a lot of times be good. But in this case, I know exactly what I'm supposed to be, but it ain't getting nothing. So either you're gonna get 0 and it's bad, just replace it, and you be good to go. Yep, man, it's Lavelle Motorworks, and I'm back with another one. Y'all have a good one.